Hey, hey, how's everybody doing? Happy New Year. It is good to be here. And I thank everybody for coming in to hang out with me for a little bit. It's Monday night, late night, and we're going to hang out and chat. So, how's your New Year started off? That is the question. I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Andale, how you doing? Happy New Year. It's good to see you. I hope your New Year got off to a good start. I hope you are warm. I hope you are ready for this weather, whatever it's gonna bring. Hey, Mike, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Jamie. First thing right off the bat, I want to show y'all what I've been working on. There it is. I was like, where is it? Thanks for coming in, y'all. I've been working on the scarf. And it's Ivy. Ivy B creates. It's Ivy's fault because she has a blanket on her chair that's a pattern very similar to this. And I was like, oh, that's so pretty. I want to know if I can make it. And so, of course, I immediately got on Google to see if I could find a pattern. And this is what I came up with. And it's a scarf. And then once I made it, somebody said, oh, you should make a hat to match it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. So I sat about trying to figure out how to make a hat to go with it. And I think I might make a blanket like that, Mike. I do like the pattern. And so I may make a blanket like that. But anyway, here's the hat. That's the top of it. Once I got to this row, I started having problems, so I decided to just put some stripes in it of the same colors and call it a day. But the hat, and it's finished, and so now I have a matching set. Um, yeah, it's harder. It was harder to do the pattern working in the round, but yeah, should make a blanket. I do like that pattern. I think it would make a beautiful blanket. Um, so I might do that, or modification, some modification of it. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. So happy New Year, Mike. You drinking your tea? What kind of tea are you drinking? I'm sipping on water tonight. At least it looks like water, doesn't it? Because I've had everything else to drink today besides water, so I'm drinking on water. And it's cold. It's cold. I should probably put in the weather. Um, can I spell weather? Um, yeah. We'll see if it comes up. If it's work. I don't know if Nightbot is working or not in 2026, 2025. Oh, Nightbot is working. Thanks, Nightbot. Oh, this one is black currant. Oh, okay. I don't care for black currant tea for whatever reason. Um, well, I don't think I do. They have it at Jason's Deli. Um, they always have black currant, and I always get it, and I go, I don't like this. Weather for Montgomery. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the north northwest at 11 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 67%. It's pretty good. Good. Speaking of currents, I don't know what they are. At Christmas time, my dad always used to get us raisins that had seeds in it. And somebody said to me that those might have been currants, and I don't know what they were. All I know is we always call them raisins with seeds, and he always would get those at Christmas time, and that's the only time we would have them. So, but anyways, Yeah, it's 32 is cold for me. Um, Bella said 32 is cold for her too. She just got up and went in the other room. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming in and hanging out with me. Um, there are lots of other places you could have been, and you chose to spend your time with me, and I appreciate that. Um, so, has everybody started their WIG um, challenge? Have you gotten started yet? I was a little late getting started, but I did get started. I did post my video, and I have already posted a little update um, on that because things are germinating, and there's some things are slower than others, but it's going pretty good. Um, I need to get my other unit going because I want to do some more um, raisins with seeds. I don't think I've eaten those. I don't know where he got them. The thing was, my dad worked at Cherry Point, which is a military installation, Marine, Naval Air, NARF, Naval Air Rework Facility. It's a Marine base, and he worked civilian. He worked there, but he also was a vet, so he had access to the BX or PX or whatever you call it, the post exchange or the base exchange. And so some of that stuff he could have gotten there, and they do have access to different things. So yeah, I have not. I might be too late. I don't think you're too late. I think as long as it's winter when you get started, um, and you post a video, I think you're good. But Mike, let us know. Is she too late? But yeah, I think I'm gonna get my other unit going. Um, because I want to plant some more celery for one thing, and there was something else I said I wanted to plant. I forgot what it was. I don't know what it is. I have to go back and look. I went through my seeds the other day. No, no, we go until April, Mike said. Join in. So it's not too late. There was something else besides celery I wanted to put in there. I think I'm gonna do some more baby choy because that did really well last year. Um, I've got some pak choy. Hey, Ivy V, I was just talking about you. I talked you up. I hope you're warm. I was just talking about you because of that blanket that's on the back of your chair. That's similar to this. I don't think it's the same pattern, but it's similar to this. I saw that and I was like, oh, I need to see if I can find a pattern kind of like that. And I found one for a scarf. And I said, well, I'm going to make the scarf and see how that goes. And I might do a blanket like this eventually one day, maybe, maybe not. But anyway. So this. And then somebody said, you need to make a hat to match that. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. In the round, after I finished the hat, I was like, I should have just made the hat flat and sewn up the sides, and it would have been just fine. But anyway, that's the crown of the hat. And I decided not to go any further than that with the pattern. I just put some stripes on it. Um, I almost did it solid black at the bottom, but that's the crown. The crown came out really nice, and I might do it again. So I don't know what the pattern is that you have on the back of your chair. I think I may have asked you at one point. I don't know if I wrote it down, but I Googled, what did I Google? Stained glass window is what I did. Crochet stained glass window scarf, and that's the one I found. Well, actually, I found two patterns that were similar. But yeah, it's your fault. So I'm blaming you. If I had made a mess of it, then I wouldn't have told it that it was your fault. I would have taken all the credit if it had been bad, but since it was good, it's your fault. And right now I'm just weaving in ends. I actually don't have a lot of ends to weave in because I did a lot of them as I was going along. That works out best for me usually because when I have a lot of ends to weave in, I get cranky. Thank you so much. Oh, good, Andale, do that. Oh, you know what, Andale? I tried to call that guy, I forgot his name, about the cruise, and for whatever reason, I could not get my phone to connect with him. I don't know what was going on that day. I don't know whether it was me or whether it was him, but evidently he could hear me, but I couldn't hear him, so I still gotta try and get in touch with him about that cruise. Nothing urgent. I just need to get in touch with him. But I thought it was interesting I that I couldn't get in touch. And I wasn't having trouble with anyone else. Like I was able to talk to my kids and my husband and everybody else who I called, no problems whatsoever. Only him. And so I don't know whether it was a network or what. Crochet mosaic mermaid scales. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty. Whatever it is, it's pretty. And I was like, I don't know what that pattern is. Where's my book? But I meant to ask about it, and I never did. And I was like, well, I'm gonna find something that's similar. Writing. And let me tell y'all, his personal cell phone doesn't work well. Let me get his office number for you. He called. Okay, thank you. He called me back with a number. Um, and I have both those two numbers, but I don't know which is which. Pattern by Crochet Hooks and Magic. Okay, I will check it out. It's really pretty, and I want to do a blanket similar to that. By Hooks, Crochet Hooks and Magic. I'm getting bored with crocheting. I think I've done a lot. I think I did a lot last year, and I'm getting bored with it. And so now I'm looking for something interesting. I want to do something that's just not the ordinary. And so it's like, okay, find something different. I saw a granny square balaclava with a hood and a cowl. It was, I'm not gonna make that, but it was cool. Hey, Kevin, how are you? And I want to show y'all this, only because I love these things. Now, I'm not a big Dollar Tree haul person, but I cannot resist a good little notebook. And these ones at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's 60 sheets. It's a small size, so it's convenient. Um, and it has this cover on it, so if you spill something on it, it doesn't get on this one. And then this cover is also thicker. It's not very thin. It's not very thin. It's thicker, and so it's a little bit more sturdy. I love these things. And this is what I use for my note taking. I have one for garden notes. I have one for crochet notes. I have one for chat notes. uh, Different things. I just keep them around. So when I need to take a note, I can know, okay, where did I write down the instructions to make that? It's in this book because this is a crochet book. But I love those little books. And for $1.25, you can't beat it. Well, you probably can't, but it's still a good deal. Weather for Edenton, North Carolina. Conditions are cloudy with temperatures 33 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the north-northwest at 17 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 96%. Is it raining? Is it snowing? 96%? Is it sleeting? Ooh, goodness gracious. 33. That's cold. That's cold. So, anyway, I have a few loose ends to weave in up top, hardly any at the bottom. Because the ones on the bottom I was weaving as I was going, but the top I didn't. Um, Actually, at the top, I left it all connected until I got through with it because I was very serious about frogging the whole thing if it didn't turn out right. As I was making it up as I was going along. There's probably a pattern out there about how to do this in the round and the increases and such, but yeah, rain at the moment. Yeah, there's probably a pattern somewhere. I didn't bother to look it up. I just was winging it. So the increases and everything were kind of, there was a lot of frogging going on to get it to come out right. Um, and it was so frustrating because I really should have been writing it down as I was going, but it's bad enough that you have to frog and take out, and redo. But then to try to write it down too was just too much. And I said, I will do it again another time, and when I do it the next time, I will write down the instructions so I will have a pattern. Um, but I probably will only do it one more time, and then I'll never do it again because didn't I tell y'all I was getting bored with crocheting? I am. Look back and screenshot my comment about the cruise. Okay, I'll get it. And hi, Teeper chat. And go word up. Last four digits of the office. I got it. I think I have it in my phone. Let me just put it there right now. Phone 8784. Yes, I have that number um in my phone. Thank you, Andale. I think that's the number he called me back on. I think I had his other number that I got off of Scott's Live, and he didn't answer that one. I left messages for him on that one, but he called me back on the other number, so I have it on my phone. Thank you so much, though. Tuber chat, thanks for coming in, Kevin. I appreciate you. Um, and for anybody who was not here last week, let me say this again. I have not been on. My wife's on the phone. I can't multitask. Okay, Mike. Um, take care of business. I um I have not been on social media that much over the last few weeks, probably month or so. And for a reason, for a real reason. And so if you guys haven't seen me, you think have dropped off the face of the earth. I have, and I just it's this season. The season is tough for me, and being on social media and it is not something that I really want to do. And so I've been off, but things are getting better. I'm feeling better. Things are getting better. And so I'm getting my energy back and I'm able to do a little bit more. And so you'll see me around more, interacting more in live streams, watching videos, commenting, that kind of stuff. I just haven't been on at all. Um, very much at all. Um, so if you were wondering that I'm fine, I just was taking a break and now I'm back, slowly getting back into it. Um, as time goes on. Um, I know the last week we were talking about um, things, plans, goals, aspirations, those kinds of things. Um, We were talking about what's standing in your way of getting those done. So let me ask you this. What did you guys do this week towards meeting your goals for 2025? What did you do? Did you do anything this week? What steps did you take towards getting things done? Now, I know a lot of people do, oh, it's the beginning of the year and I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to exercise and da 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 da. I mean, that's kind of cliche actually that people do do that. But it's interesting because I mean, I do know people who actually do it, who every year in January they do um kind of a reset for after the holidays because of the holidays they kind of relaxed everything for the holidays, and then once January rolls around they go ahead and do kind of a reset on their diet and exercise, get back into the groove of going to the gym. Now let me just tell you, the people the people who I know who are really um into their fitness, they they didn't relax much. Thank you. YouTube police. Hey man, how you doing? Um, it's good to see you, Gary, and I understand you can't stay. Thanks for coming in and thanks for the support. I will see you around. You'll be seeing me more and more. But anyways, I was asking, you know, what steps did you take this week? Did you take any steps? Oh, I was saying that the people that I know who are into fitness didn't take a break over the holidays. My son, he ate over the holidays, but he also ran over the holidays, and he hit the gym. When he comes into town, there's a gym that he has that he works out in when he's in town, and he hit the gym um, 5 days a week as per normal, um, and he ran as per normal. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat some, but I'm not going to slack on my working out. Now he didn't hit legs as hard as he normally does, but he still worked out on a regular schedule. And so, what steps have you taken? Is what's the question? Anybody? Any takes? Anybody got any want to comment? You don't have to. I'm just asking. One of the things I did, and I'm going to drop a video on it, as I went through my seeds. Yeah, I went through my seeds, and y'all would not believe what happened when I went through my seeds. I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. I found out that I have space for more seeds. Not that I need any more, because I don't need any more. I have plenty of seeds. I have lots and lots of seeds. But I do have space in my storage for more seeds. I didn't think I had space for more seeds. I thought, it was really full up and I didn't have room for any more. But turns out I had multiple containers of the same kinds of seeds that I could consolidate. And so that freed up some containers that are now empty that I can put more seeds in so I could get different kinds of seeds. So um, that was one step for getting ready for spring gardening. And so, yeah, I can get more seeds. I'm so excited for that. Y'all don't know. You do not know. I mean, I have like 4 or 5 empty containers that I could put seeds in. I'm like, do y'all know what that means? But I do have a lot of seeds, and I still have a little bit more organization to do. I have a spreadsheet, and I'm gonna finish. I haven't updated the spreadsheet, and once I update the spreadsheet, then um, I will know the dates on all of my seeds, because that's the other thing. I do have some seeds that are old, but I haven't updated the spreadsheet. So when I go in and update the spreadsheet, I'll see which seeds are old and that I need to get some new seeds of some newer seeds, because once they get older, the germination rates go down. So to make sure I have what I need. But yeah, and yes, I do have a spreadsheet of all of my seeds that I update periodically, so I'll know what I have. And I also have a list. I'm a planner, y'all. I guess I should tell y'all that I'm a planner. I believe in planning things. I believe in lists and spreadsheets and color coding and alphabetizing and labels and all that stuff. And so I um I have a list of seeds I want, things I want to try and grow, things I want to try, and that. And so I need to update that list, um so I can start, be on the lookout of the things that I want to buy. But honestly, I don't need to buy any more seeds, because I do have a lot of seeds that I've had for a year or two that I haven't tried to grow yet, and I need to figure out where I can put those and go ahead and grow some of those this year, because I don't want those seeds to get old and not have grown them, and I want to be able to grow them and collect seeds off of them. And Andel, it's not fair for you to laugh at me. I mean, okay, I guess it's okay if you're laughing with me. Um, but that's what happens when you organize your stuff. You realize you have room for more stuff. Um, I don't need any more stuff. I got plenty of stuff. Hey, Queen's Craft by Bridget. How are you? Thanks so much for coming in. I was um, cruising through YouTube real quick today, and I noticed that you had, I think you had done a live stream. I'll have to catch it. I saw that you had finished up some things, and I wanted to um, take a look at that, because um, it was looking really great. But anyway, thanks for coming in. I was just asking people about steps they took last week toward meeting their goals for this year. Um, and one of the steps that I took was to organize my seeds. Not only did I organize them, I should show y'all. I got a video coming out. Once I get it edited and up. It should be up. Let's see, today is Monday. It should be up by Wednesday. But yeah, it looks good. My seed organization looks good. I'm proud of myself. So y'all be looking for that video. Working on my witchy doll. Oh, okay. I'm laughing with you. I'm not a list person. Flying by the seat of my pants. Usually hover over here. Okay. I'm a pantser too when it comes to certain things, um but I'm more of a planner when it comes to most stuff. I try to allow myself some flexibility when it comes to certain things, especially when other people are involved. Because if I make plans and other people are involved and then the plans fall through, then I'm mad. So, so I try not to make plans when other people are involved. I try to be a little bit more flexible and a little bit more spontaneous. Um, that way, you know, you have to do what you have to do to maintain relationships. Um, if they're worth maintaining, you know what I'm saying? You have to decide. If the worst relationship is worth it, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Um, so if not planning out every minute detail is what I gotta do, then okay. I'm crushing my goals so far for this year. Okay, good. I have to say, eating wise, I'm not there. I'm making progress, but I am not there. I fell off the wagon bad last year. I was traveling a lot, and when I was traveling, it was just hard to eat on plan. I gained a bunch of weight. I'm not happy about it, but I'm working on it slowly. Working on it slowly. So eating wise, I'm taking steps. I have made some steps. Um, but it is difficult. Exercise wise, well, I started when my son was home. I started my exercising, so I'm still going good with that. How many squats? I'm doing a squat challenge. I'm just challenged myself to do squats. 30-day squat challenge. I think I'm up to 100. Um, I have to, yeah, I'm up to 100 today. Um, so that's cool. But that started in December. I didn't wait to January to start that for my exercising. Squats and steps. I'm getting my steps in too. Now, I'm not doing a lot of steps, but um, definitely tracking my steps and trying to increase them daily. Um, and I have to admit that since I've started the squat challenge, my hip has been doing better. I wouldn't think it would be. I would have thought it would have aggravated it, but it hasn't so far. And I'm not reaching for my cane as often, although I still use it because I know I need to use it. Um, but I don't need to use it. I don't need to lean as heavily on it, and oftentimes I get up and go, oh, I forgot my cane. Let me go get it. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Dale, I'm not doing anything major. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm not doing anything major, but I'm doing what I can. I'm moving more, and that's definitely a goal of mine to move more. Um, hey, Bonnie baby, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. Looks like we're hanging out tonight. Let me show you what I was working on while we were in Zach's live, which I'm almost, well, I'm done. I'm weaving in the ends right now, so technically I'm not finished because it's not finished until the ends are woven in, right? So I made the scarf, and you might recognize, um, you may or may not recognize it. It's the stained glass window scarf. I made this earlier in the week, and somebody said, "Why don't you make a hat to go with it?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know that I can do that." But that's what I was working on. And there's the crown of the hat. And then I got frustrated when I got to this row, and I said, I'm not going to do any more of that. And so I just put the colors and stripes on the end to finish it out. And let me put it on. Let me see. There you go. That's a hat. You can, it's kind of a beanie. You can roll it up if you want it or not. Oh, there you go. But there you go. I like the way it came out. It was hard getting it to figure out how to get it to do the increases. Um, but I did. I managed to figure that out, and so it came out pretty good, if I do say so myself. And then I'm weaving in the ends now, and I don't have that many left to go. I just have just a couple right here, and I'll be all done. I got all the rest of them done already. So, but let me take this off. But I love the set. I think it's cute, and I'm probably gonna make it again because I really do want to write down how I did the hat. I'm always weaving right away. Right. I try to weave in some like on the stripes, I was weaving in as I was going. But on these rows, I didn't because I left the strings hanging while I was working on those because I was ready to just frog the whole thing at any point. And so that's why I have more ends to weave in because normally I would have done it do a weaving as you go because I can't stand having a bunch of ends to weave in. And, you know, anything, any pattern to me, any pattern where every row is a different color, ugh, it's a nightmare. And this one, every 2 rows is a different color. So, yeah, not fun. Lots of color changes, lots of ends. But, I'm almost done. And I needed something to keep my hands busy while I'm on the live. So there's that. I like my keeping my hands busy when I'm on a live stream. So there's that. So yeah. So if you guys have I know I asked the question as what steps are you taking towards meeting your goals for the year. The other thing is what successes have you had so far? Um, because one of the things about goal setting and working toward your goals is celebrating your successes. I think we as people, just in general, have a hard time celebrating successes. Maybe we don't. Maybe it's just me, but sometimes I even have a hard time remembering what I did. What did you do this week? Did you do anything this week? That kind of thing. So, any successes this week? Anybody wants to talk about any successes? I have one. I have managed to keep my dishes washed. Which is pretty amazing because usually I cook almost every day and I usually clean as I go. But for some reason, I will clean everything except for the last two or the last three things, and I will leave those. And then the next day, I'll go in the kitchen and I'll pick up this and I'll do this and I'll pick up some things where I'm not cooking, but I'm just grabbing something. Like I'll get some yogurt and I'll get an apple and whatever, and then I'll have a fork, I'll have a knife, I'll have a cup, and I'll put it in the sink and put it in the sink. And then when I go in to cook, I'll wash those things up, but then I'll leave two things. And this week I've been doing really good about getting the last thing washed and put away. So yeah. I want paper craft first part of the year. I'm making Miss Sia cottage. Okay. But picking out the paper and the way I want to do it is the hardest thing. Putting it together is easy. Okay. Cool. Take your time and you'll get there. I'm headed to sleep, but I did clean a few areas of our home that were bugging me. That's a success. Good deal, Andale. Thank you for coming in, and you have a blessed evening and try to stay warm. Yeah. But yeah, celebrating successes. Are you guys doing that? I've got my dishes, all my dishes done. I just got to wipe down the stove and the counters. I just left it. I got to go back. But girl, I clean houses every day. I don't hate com- I don't hate coming home and clean. Oh yeah, I am not one. I need somebody to help me for the cleaning part because I'm just not good at that. But I cleaned my oven, which I said I was gonna do. I got the oven clean, and it needed it. And like I said, I've kept my dishes clean so far. So and even if I don't manage to do it the whole year, I'm still happy that I managed to do it this far, and I know that I'm committed to doing it. So yeah. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, I did get my seeds organized, and so that was, that was my first step, and that's a success. I'm really excited about that. Not just organized, but organized and labeled. I got the labels done, and I think I showed it in the video. I picked up some. They're just little labels. I picked up some labels. Um, at the Dollar Tree and labeled those things. The problem with them is that I would go, I know I have these seeds. A friend of mine was asking about a seed, a tomato seed, and I was like, I know I have that seed, the peach orange tomato. I'm like, I know I have that seed. I saw that seed. I had that seed in there. Where is it? Why can't I find it? That kind of deal. And I couldn't find my tomato seeds. I could not. And I know I have a container of tomato seeds. And it's like, why aren't they labeled? Why do you not have labels on your seeds? So, yeah, that part. Siri crazy that I hate coming home and cleaning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured that. Bonnie, it took me a minute, but then I was like, I know what she's saying. But yeah. So not only did I get them organized, I got them all labeled. And that is amazing to me because now I can just go over there and look and say, oh, there are the tomatoes. Oh, and there are tomatoes. I have two things of tomato seeds. um, I have a couple of things I want to try to get done this week. Winter sewing. And if I do, I got a label maker, invest in one. It comes handy when you don't always have to buy a label. Yeah, I used to have one when I worked. I had one at work and I used it all the time and for everything. And I thought about buying one. I think my husband might have one somewhere around here. But I was desperate for a cheap and easy way to get it done. And the funny thing is, yeah. Anyways, I got it done. I got it done. I got it done. But you're right. I love a label maker. If you have label maker, you come home with it, and yeah, a marker and put it away. Yeah, I've got it done, and I was happy with myself. And the funny thing is, I have multiple ways that I could have gotten that done, and I went way old school on it. I have, I could have made those labels on Cricut because I got a Cricut in there that I hardly ever use. But I did. And I got labels that go in the Cricut machine too. But yeah, I am very pleased that I got that done. Um, the next thing that I'm going to do is throw this Christmas tree away. My Christmas tree is up because today is Epiphany. For those who celebrate, for those who don't, well, we also called it Old Christmas where I grew up. I don't know if Andel's still here, and I don't know if they called it Old Christmas where she was, but we always called it Old Christmas, and we had traditions that go along with that. And so our tree stayed up until Old Christmas, and my wreath stays on my door until Old Christmas. But tomorrow, I'm throwing the tree and the wreath away because I'm done with it. The tree did not come down last year. It stayed up all year long, and I don't ever want to see it again. We always left our tree up until January 6th, Three Kings Day, but I took that baby down last week. Yeah, we celebrate Three Kings Day at church. Yesterday was Three Kings Day at church, and that's when in our nativity scene, that's when the wise men come into the church, and usually some of the little kids are tagged to bring the wise men in, and so it's always a big thing on Epiphany for the Three Kings to come in um, and join the nativity scene. Um, Bella, honey, really? Anyways, but yeah, we called it Old Christmas. I don't know where that came from, um, or whatever, but that was our tradition at home. We always called it Old Christmas, and the tree always stayed up until Old Christmas. But that's today, and today's over in 15 minutes, and so yeah. Actually, it was over at sundown, but who's counting? um, so, but yeah, who's counting? But yeah, the tree's going away. I've decided that the tree had to go. Um, there's the tree is the there's a short in it somewhere. Um, so it's a pre-lit tree, and there's sections of it that have no lights. But I also have three strings of lights on it, in addition to the lights that come on it, because I like 100 lights per foot on my tree. I think I've said this before. I like 100 lights per foot. So if this is a 7 foot tree, so there needs to be at least 700 lights on it, or it just doesn't look right. If you squint your eyes at it and you see dark spots, then it's not enough light. So, and that's what I do. I keep putting on strings of lights until I have that many on it, but it's got to go. We didn't have much to take time. We put up a tree. I never decorated. Christmas is just not our thing this year. It's been a long, bad year. Thank God for 2025. It's going to be good. Yes, it is. And that's another thing, too. Um, for so many years, Christmas for me was um, it was a family holiday. So it was a time for, my family of origin, my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters. We would get together. We did things. We had traditions and everything. It was that. And then it was about my kids. It was all about the kids. It was all about the kids. And then the kids grew up, and now it's like, what is it? I don't have uh there's nothing, it doesn't ring. And so this year in 2024 was the first time that it was like, this is really about you got to figure out how, and you want to do this. And so it was me, and that was one of the things I decided. One of the things I decided is, well, I'm going to get rid of that tree because I just don't want that anymore, and I'm going to do something different next year. Haven't figured out what. I might have a tree, just not that one. But yeah, that. And so, and then the other thing is 2025. I think 2025 is going to be a fantastic year. But I think it's going to be, um, how do I say it? I think there's going to be some rough patches. There's going to be some rough patches and some rough transitions, but that we're going to make it through, and there's going to be some really good things that happen um, this year for a lot of people. And of course, not everybody, but that's just that's just how I'm feeling about it. I feel like there are going to be some rough patches this year, but I think there's going to be a lot to celebrate in 2025, and I'm excited about it. Um, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I have a new background because my son decided that I needed some Alabama swag. For all of y'all who don't know, he goes to the University of Alabama, and he said, "Mama, you don't have any Alabama swag?" I said, "Yes, I do. My Alabama swag is talking to me because he is my Alabama swag." But he gave me this blanket, and hopefully, um, he will be graduating this year. So I'm excited for that. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm rolling with the tide till 2025. But yeah, there's that. And I know I asked last week if you guys had a word. Let me see if I have my book. I got it right here. Another book, of course. I asked last year if you guys had a word um, for this year. For really? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Bella needs to go outside, so I'm gonna be right back. Y'all hold it down, or I'll come right back. Let me get my jacket, girl. Seriously. Ugh, it's cold. Oh my God. Oh, y'all, it's so cold. Okay. Wow, I'm back. It's so cold. Oh, anywho, I know. Last year, I mean, last week, I asked if anybody had um a word for um 2025, and people had different words, and I was going to ask you if you were here last week and you had a word. How's that going? How's it working for you? That a positive word for, kind of directing how you want your years to go. My word was flow, and so um kind of flexibility, going with the flow, um easing into things. And I have to say that this week has been definitely, that has worked for me. I had a couple of things that I had to do, um, and it wasn't something I wanted. They weren't necessarily something I wanted to do, but it wasn't something I didn't want to do. It's just that I wanted, So I said to myself, okay, I need to do these things. I'm going to do these things, and I'm going to do it with grace and ease. We're going to just go with the flow, um, and see how it goes. And so, it's worked for me so far. I think I'm gonna like that word. I may change it though. There's nothing set in stone. That's all part of the flexibility, is that there's nothing set in stone, and if it doesn't work for you, you can change it. So I don't know if anyone else had selected a word, or an attitude, or uh, um, a feeling, but if you did, is it working for you? Do you think you're gonna stick with it, or do you think you might change it? Um, it was something positive. Um, One of the things I said is I'm leaving behind the drama and the trauma. Which, it's gonna be, um, yeah, no drama, no trauma. We're going with the flow this year. Attitude, I'm thinking positive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. I don't want it to be too, I don't want this to be too heavy of a session or anything like that. I'm just, like I said, I'm just chatting, just kind of touching bases on some of the things we talked about last week, which was last year, but last week, and everything, and seeing how things are going with everybody, how the first week of January is going with everybody and everything. No drama, period. Exactly. Drama free. Yeah, leaving the drama and the trauma behind. We're healing, um, strengthening, and all of that. Um, so let me see. I was thinking, what if um, I'm trying to stretch my wings wide open and trusting that I can fly. Um, um, okay, Bridget. I'm hoping that's a metaphor. That's all I gotta say about that. uh, or if you're really flying, I hope you're on a plane. Okay. Otherwise, I think you can. I think you, yeah, I think you can. Let me see what I was going to write down in my book this week. Of course. Okay. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I was thinking, let me see. Damn, watermelon soup in the personal community. What is it? Okay. And the last question of the night, or the last thing to talk about for the night, is or the last question that I asked. I don't want to fly or anything. I want to go slow and steady and get her done. Okay, yeah, yeah, slow and steady and get her done. So the last question that I asked last week was, what is standing in the way of, what is it standing in the way? What is blocking you from getting the things done that you want to get done? And so my question is, um, have you identified that? And if you have, um, what have you done to remove those blockages, um, or to get around them? If you got to go a different way, go a different way. So that was the last thing. And my answer to that, of course, was me. I'm the thing that stands in my way. Procrastination, doubt, anxiety, um, worry. Those kinds of things are what stand in the way. Um, but and as far as getting, what have I done, or how have I managed to go around them? Um, um, I have been really good about, for me this week, I have been really good about setting a timer. Like for the kitchen, I set a timer. I say, I'm going to go in the kitchen and I'm going to be in there and I'm going to clean for 15 minutes. And then I'll go in there and clean for 15 minutes. And when the timer goes off, I can stop. If I'm not finished, I set another timer later and go back and do 15 more minutes. But that way I feel like I can go and I can get some done. I can walk away from it and do something else and then come back to it later. So setting a timer has definitely helped me. It also has helped me with my workouts. I started, I have a rebounder. I've had a rebounder for probably 20 years. And it's like the Urban Rebounder, a little mini trampoline. And so I started doing 5 minutes. My son was here over the holidays, and when he would come over, I'm like, set a timer for me for 5 minutes, and let me bounce on this rebounder. Hey, hey, Backlash. Bye, Backlash. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. I'll be seeing you around. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I've been setting a timer for that too. And so I set the timer for 5 minutes. He set the timer for me, and I go and I bounce on it, and we talk while I'm bouncing on the thing, and that helped. And so I'm up in my time. Started at 5 minutes, and then I was doing 7 minutes, and then working up to 10 minutes. I'm trying to work my way up to 30 minutes on the rebounder every day. Oh, he said I'm headed to bed. I understand. I understand it is late for people. You have a good night and try to stay warm. I'll see you around. But yeah, so that's one of the things that really helped me out is setting the timer on doing things. Um, hey, GT Junior, how are you? Did you get my email? If that wasn't what you were looking for, then email me again and let me know. but, um, but yeah, um, so that's one of the things that just setting a timer to do it. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go in the kitchen. I'm going to spend 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to get on that rebounder and I'm going to spend 7 minutes doing that rebounder. And then I can check it off and I'm done. And that's another thing too. Checklists help me. So if I can check it out, it's like, did I write it down on my planner? Did I write it down that I accomplished it in the planner? And so being able to write it down and check it off, yeah. Bonnie said, GT, I haven't seen you in 100 years. I don't even know the update on the coop. Did you get it done? So yeah. But that's one of the things that I've been working on. And that question is gonna keep coming back, y'all. I'm gonna keep asking y'all. Um, what's standing in your way and what are you doing about it? Have you figured out a way to get around it? Have you figured out a way to get through it? Have you figured out a way to overcome it? I don't. It doesn't matter to me how you do it. For real, for real. What matters is that you recognize it and you figure out: do I need to go around it? Do I need to go over it? Do I need to bust through it? Do I need to tear it down? What do I need to do to keep these barriers from blocking me from doing what I want? Because what do you really want? And that's what I ask myself. What do I really want? Do I want my kitchen to be clean or not? If I want my kitchen to be clean, then I have to go in there and clean it. And if I have to go in there and clean it, then okay, at 12 o'clock, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes and I'm going to work on it for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to crochet or I'm going to read or I'm going to do something else. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm going to set it again and I'm going to do it again until it's done. And I'm not going to sleep until my sink is dry. Dishes are all clean and put away, and I can wipe it out with a paper towel, and it's dry. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Coop will be done this week. All right, GT is making progress. I am so proud of you, getting it done. And so, for those of you who were not here last week, some of the questions that were asked, I think most of you were here, but some of the questions were asked. What are you leaving behind in 2024? What positive word do you have to guide you through 2025? What new skill are you going to work on in 2025? What are your interpersonal goals? What is standing in the way of blocking you? And something about community. I don't remember exactly what that was. Evidently, I didn't write it down, but I think we were talking about community, building community, and why community is important, and that. Ooh, GT Junior, you missed it. I organized my seeds, and I found out I have more space for more seeds. Once I got them all organized, I was like, ooh, I have room for more seeds. Oh, GT Junior says, I want to learn how to can food. Yeah, I do have a couple of canners on my Amazon wish list. And yeah, he says, I don't need any more seeds, GT Junior. So I have to go in and go on my spreadsheet and update the dates on all of my seeds to see which ones are getting older and that might need to be replaced. And then go on my list of seeds that I want to see which ones I don't have. But yeah, I don't need any more, but I'm gonna buy some. Not right this minute, not this week. I'm not gonna buy any this week, but I'm gonna get some. Oh, speaking of which, Indiana Backyard Gardener is doing a seed swap. I don't know any details on it. I just saw it that she had dropped a video about a seed swap. So if you guys are interested in it, she did a major seed swap last year, and I saw some of the people who got seeds through that, and let me just tell you, that was amazing. If you are interested in getting some seeds, go over to Indiana Backyard Gardeners channel and see what you need to do to get involved with that, because yeah, it was major. It was major. I was watching Nicole Smith gardening out of Texas, and she was going through some of the seeds that she had gotten, and she was germinating the seeds. She got some seeds. I was like, yeah. So yeah, the seeds I planted with you girls were my flowers, but I didn't put holes in the planter that I planted them in, and the rain flooded them this year. I'm putting holes before I plant. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to do some winter sowing. I got a couple things I really want to grow, and I've just had a hard time with. Purple coneflower is one of them, and Johnny jump ups. They're just little flowers, but for whatever reason, I can't get it right. But now is the time to plant both of those. So I'm gonna get those out there. I want to put the Johnny jump ups up out there. I just want to get them. I want to get them done. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Um, Anything you guys growing this year that you haven't grown before, and any repeats that outstanding performers that you're gonna grow again. Tell you one that I'm gonna do again for sure is that North Georgia Candy Roaster Squash. I'm definitely gonna do that one again. I don't know how I'm gonna get squash out of it because the squash bugs got me this year, but I'm gonna do it. Um, Bonnie, do the indoor growing with us. I'm just saying. Yeah, but in order to plant April 30th, you probably need to start stuff inside in February, right? 6 weeks before out planting, right? I always wait late and then I regret it. Um, One seed that I need to get some fresh of is, what is it called? Jamaican sorrel. My Jamaican sorrel did not germinate last year. I had seeds. I had collected seeds, saved seeds, and I had some seeds from when I bought seed, and none of them germinated last year. I don't know why, but I'm gonna buy some new ones because, yeah, ground cherries and hydroponics. Yeah, they're small. They stay small. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, GT Junior. I might have to write that down. Um, I'm hoping my gooseberry, which is supposed to be a perennial, comes back this spring. It finally bloomed and had some gooseberries on it, but it was really late in the season when they came out, and so they never ripened. And I'm hoping that my asparagus is still alive. It looks dead, 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 but I'm hoping it's still alive and it comes up. This will be the second year, so I you can harvest it the second year, right? I don't know, but anyways, I'm hoping that it survives. Um, I want a green stalk, but I don't want to spend the money because I'm cheap. My Renaissance grandma had so many inside ground cherries she killed the plant. Wow. Okay. Now I know what's going in now I know what's going in my other unit. I've got another unit. I gotta find a space for it because it won't fit on the table with the others, but I do have a shelf that it'll fit on. So yeah. Depends on the kind of experiment. Some are 2 years, others are 5, others are 7. Oh no. Okay, I have to go back and look and see what I got. I got them from in my gardener. I got the, what are they called? Crowns, whatever they're called. I got those things last year, and it said to cover it up, and I did, and they came up and they stayed, and then they died back. I don't know if they were supposed to die back or not, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I need to find a bed for those too. Right now they're in a container, and I don't like them in the container, so I need to find a bed, make a bed for those. I might have a bed. Yeah, I need to make a bed for those. That long for asparagus. Holy moly, you better go to the store and get you some. I do go to the store and get some, Bridget. I mean, Bonnie, I buy them at the store all the time. I just wanted to see if I could grow some. If worst comes to worst, I still have hosta out there, and they say that when hosta pops up in the spring, you can eat the tops of it just like you do asparagus. So yeah, so if I really need food, I got some out there. I want to get some wheat too. I have some ornamental wheat, but I want to get some wheat, regular wheat. See if I can grow that. What you eating tonight, Mike? What you cooking? I cooked purple cabbage. Y'all know I love cabbage anyway. And when I go to the grocery store, if the purple cabbage looks better than the green cabbage, then I get the purple or the red. I call it purple, but they call it red cabbage. If it looks better than the green, then that's what I get. And I had the last quarter of the red cabbage in there, so I cooked that tonight. It was so good. I love cabbage. And then I had some steak to go with it. Usually around the time we would have 4 or 6 feet of snow on the ground, we probably have grass. Oh, the weather is kind of weird here. Oh, we would have four. Right, usually around this time we have four. Oh, yeah, we don't get snow, but it's cold here, GT Junior. It ain't cold like it is there, but it's cold enough. Okay, well, homegrown is best, so I might take a couple of years. But you'll have some good asparagus. That's good. I hope so. Omelet with onions and peppers. Okay, that sounds good. I love cabbage. I absolutely love cabbage, and I ate the last of that, so that means it's time to go to the grocery store and get me another one. And I cooked steak. I bought a strip roast. Is that what it's called? It's the piece that the strips are cut off. I bought a strip roast and I cut it into steaks, and I had one of those steaks. I broiled it in the oven. Ugh, it turned out so good. And I had cabbage with it. I love all vegetables. Not a fan of asparagus. I will eat it, but I don't like Brussels sprouts, and I've made them every which way you can, but they don't taste the same. Brussels sprouts don't taste anything like cabbage. They just look like they're little baby cabbages, but they don't taste anything like it. They're bitter. They have a bitterness to them the cabbage doesn't have. Cabbage has a sweet undertaste, and Brussels sprouts have a bitter undertaste. Yeah. I don't prefer Brussels sprouts. I can eat them if they are roasted because they get a sweetness from roasting. Um, so I can eat them that way, but in no other way can I eat them. Um, well, I can eat them fried. When they take the leaves and they do something and they fry them and they make them like chips, I can eat them like that with a dip. But otherwise, I don't prefer them. Asparagus I do like though, and I love asparagus just either sautéed or roasted, either one or the other. They're really good. Bonnie, we had steak tonight with eggs and old fried potatoes. Yes, and fried potatoes. I don't know where I got old from. We had steak with eggs and fried potatoes. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, the New York strip. The steak that's the New York strip. Um, I bought the roast. That's a strip roast, and I sliced it into strip steaks. Sometimes you can get um the roast for strips, and you can get the roast for ribeyes. Um, Sometimes the our local grocery store, the Publix, will have those at a serious discount. I can get a standing rib roast sometimes for $6.99 a pound. And usually if they go on sale like that, I will buy 6 or 7 of them. I'll spend $200 and get them. And then I'll slice them up into steaks and pop them in the freezer. And then when I want a steak, yeah, is it cheaper to buy the roast and then cut it because my daughter is hooked on steak these days? Yes, yes. Sometimes. Um, Steaks, eggs, and avocados. Yeah, that's not a bad diet. To be honest, it's not a bad diet. Um, Sometimes you can get like normally a rib roast will cost you $17 to $21 a pound, but around Christmas time, usually most of the major stores like here, Kroger will sometimes do it, Publix will do it. Um, Aldi will do it. Winn-Dixie will do it. They'll have them for anywhere from $6.99, $7.99, sometimes up to $9.99 a pound. But if you can get it at that price, it's worth it to pay, you know, $50, $60 to buy the roast and slice it in one roast. I can usually get 7 steaks off of it for $50. 7 1-pound steaks. So yeah, for about $50. And so yes, worth it to me. That strip roast was $9.99 a pound, I think it was when I got it. And I got 6 like inch thick um steaks off of it. Um and so and I just put them in the freezer in 2 in a pack. You know, I would I usually wrap mine in butcher paper and then put them in zip bags and take the air out of them. Or I should be vacuum sealing them, but I'm lazy. But I'm going to start vacuum sealing them and put them in the freezer in packs of 2. And then I'll take them out. When I'll take them out, like today, I took out 2 ribeyes that came off of a roast, and put it in the refrigerator. I won't eat it tomorrow, but I'll eat it the next day. So it'll take it about 2 days to thaw out. And so I'll eat one on Thursday and I'll eat one on Friday. My mother told me we're not eating steaks out ever again. She said steak was 13, Longhorn is 30 something. Make that taste better. Exactly. You go to Longhorn and you're gonna pay. Well, not Longhorn, but if I go to Texas Roadhouse and I get the smallest, I think the smallest ribeye they have is 12 ounces. I get a 12-ounce ribeye at Texas Roadhouse. It's gonna cost me $28 for that meal. If I go to the grocery store and I buy a 1-pound ribeye, I'm going to pay $13 for it. So it's cheaper to buy it. If I go to Aldi, that same ribeye is going to cost me $11. And if I can catch it on sale, that same ribeye is going to cost me $8 on sale. So yeah, $8 a pound versus $30 a pound. Yeah. Yeah, hands down, it's cheaper to buy it. Yeah, and I just need to vacuum. I need to start using my vacuum sealer more often. I have one. It was gifted to me, and I just don't use it like I ought to. And that's one of the things I need to start doing more often, because I will buy meat like that. And the other thing is, sometimes um if you can go to Costco or Sam's, they will have a better per pound price. You have to buy more of it. You have to spend $60 to get it, but the per pound price, it's worth it to just buy it. Sometimes they'll even slice it for you. It's just iffy, but a good sharp knife, you can slice a roast. If I can slice a roast, you can slice a roast. I got a video showing me slicing up a roast. So yeah, that's what she said. And they taste better when you make them correctly at home. Exactly. I have I have about 4 different ways that I will cook, 3 or 4 different ways that I will cook a steak at home. One of my favorite ways to do it, and it almost always comes out perfect, is in the air fryer. Um, I put it on, I think it's roast. I think it's roast at 425 degrees, and I cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes, and it's perfectly medium for me. And crispy on the edges. Nice. If I want it a little bit crispier, I will put it on broil for about 3 minutes at the end, to have the outside a little bit more crisp. So that's one way I'll do it. The other way I'll do it is I like to cut it up in either chunks or strips, and I will put it in a pan on the stove in butter. on as high as it'll go, as high as the eye will go, and I'll drop it in there and I'll cook it for about 5 minutes. And it's seared on the outside and juicy and tender on the inside. That is, the it's the fastest way to get meat to get a good meal. It's like, yeah, if I had a cast iron, I would use a cast iron. I only have one small cast iron that I never use. I don't know why I don't use it. But it's one I got from my mom and yeah, whatever. But yeah, I do it on a really had a really high temperature. Um, and like I said, I drop those in there and I flip them over a couple of times, and it's seared on the outside and nice and juicy and tender on the inside. And I cut them in strips so they cook really fast. 3 or 4 minutes is all you need to cook it. And when I'm hungry right now, I'd rather cut it and cook it than to put it in there and risk it coming out overcooked. And then the other thing is sometimes I will put it in the oven and broil it. Just put it on a rack and put it under the broiler. I don't like doing that because that will smoke up my house. I did that today. I put it on a rack in the oven under the broiler, broil it till one side is done, flip it over, broil the other side, and take it out. And it's usually seared on the outside really good and about medium on the inside. I like mine medium. I don't like mine. I don't want it well done, and I definitely don't want it rare. So I like it medium. And so those are the three ways. I will cook a whole steak on the stove in a skillet too, but that's the way my least favorite way to cook it, because you have to turn it a lot. You have to just turn it a lot, a lot, a lot, because if you don't turn it a lot, it'll get overcooked on one side. Um, and it's weird. There's actually a video on how to cook it, and the thing of it is you have it on high. You get the pan really really hot. You have it on high. You put it in there, and you leave it for so long, like 60 seconds, and then you take it out and you let it rest for like 60 seconds, and then you put it on the other side. But it's a lot of work, on and off, on and off, on and off, and I'm like, I'm not trying to do all of that. So cooking it on the stove in a skillet is that's the hardest way for me to get it the way I want it. I almost always overcook it if I do it that way. So yeah, air fryer, the best for me. I can do it right in the air fryer every time. I like a broil, but the kid likes a skillet. I like to broil it too. That the broiled today was good, but like I said, my house still smells like the smoke because it does smoke when you do it in the oven on broil. I haven't tried to broil it in the air fryer, um, but I got a new air fryer. I won an air fryer over the Christmas holidays. Lucky me. Somebody had a giveaway. I won it, and it's a different one. The one I have is a basket one. The one I won has a door that opens and it has the shelves in it. And so I haven't tried that one yet, so I'm gonna see. Y'all, I'm sitting here looking at this hat going, I don't like it. I'm gonna take it out. I'm not gonna take it out. I'm gonna give it away. Oh, somebody's gonna get it. I'm gonna box it up and send it to somebody. I'm sitting here looking at it going, I don't like those stripes. I shouldn't have put those stripes on it. I should have just done it solid black at the bottom, because I like that part, but I don't like the stripes. I just wanted to continue the thing. I'm so, oh, whatever. This is me. I have an air fryer oven with shelves. It also has a basket you can put in it, and you can do a rotisserie chicken too. I take the rack out, of course. Okay, yeah, this one has a rotisserie on it too, so you can do a rotisserie chicken. Um, I haven't tried it yet, but I've got it. I found a spot. I got a spot for it. That's the other thing. I got a spot for it in the kitchen. But yeah, I need another. I'll figure it out. I have not done the rotisserie chicken, um, but I want to do one Take the rack out. Oh, it has a basket you can put in it too. Okay. This one did not come with a basket. It did come with it came with the shelves and the rotisserie thing. But I do have one with the basket, and honestly, the one with the basket was the first one. I like it. I've had it for 8 years. It's great. I love it. It's convenient too. You can make cookies in it. Yeah. Yeah, you might can make cookies in this one. Um, the one that's the basket, you can make a cake in it. I'm like, you can make a cake in an air fryer. But I mean, they're nothing but a small convection oven. And that's the other thing too. My regular oven is a convection oven. So I will use that sometimes too. Never did the chicken. You have to buy a really small chicken to fit. I can get a Cornish game hen if I had to. Put a couple of quail in there. If I could find somebody locally who has some, although it wouldn't be hard, not here. I probably can find some. Yeah, yeah, it would have to be a small chicken to fit. And mine too. Cake in both kinds. Yeah, I think you can do cake in both of them. So yeah, I was like, what? Um, I probably could do cookies in both of mine too. Um, I'd have to cover the rack in the basket with parchment paper first to do the cookies. I never thought of Cornish hen. Yeah. It's funny, I hardly ever eat Cornish hens. Um, I just never do, but there's a lady I worked with, um that I worked with years ago, and she ate Cornish hens almost every week. She loved chicken, and it's so funny. We would always laugh about it because lunchtime would come around and we'd ask, "Where we eating chicken at today?" Because she always got chicken no matter what. Like, where we eating chicken at today? But she liked Cornish game hens. But she had this little the fry daddy. Do you remember the fry daddies? I used to have one. The little basket fryers, countertop basket fryers. She had one of those, and she used to fry those game hens in that fryer. She was like, these things are so good and they cook so fast. It's like I don't remember how much it is, how long it is, but like I don't know, a minute per pound or 30 seconds per pound or something like that. So it's only like in a few minutes and she would make those. I ate hens when I was young. My mom used to buy each our own hen. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, every time I think about them, I think about her because she was like, it's like, what do you have today? She says, I have Cornish hen. I fried them. I throw them in the air fryer. I mean, in the fry daddy, the fry baby. She had one of them. I don't remember which one it was and fried it. I was like, what? That was before everybody was so the rave was so big on frying turkeys. She was frying Cornish hens and her little fry daddy or Fry Baby, whichever one she had. We used to have one of those too. I don't know where. I don't know where what happened to it. I think somebody actually borrowed it and never brought it back. I used to love that thing. I used to make funnel cakes in my Fry Daddy. I have a recipe for them, and they're so fun to make because you got the grease in there. You just get the grease hot, and you have your finger over the funnel, and then you let it start pouring out, and you just do this, and then you cover it and you take it off, and they float up to the top, and you flip them over, and then they're done, and you put them in powdered sugar, and they're so good. Yeah. It's interesting about the oil. When I started eating more meat, I started saving some of the fat for different things, and so like I will render beef tallow, and I've learned a lot. I'm not good at it. And so I'm not, I'm not good enough to make things for other people, but um, I use my beef fat and my beef tallow. I make a moisturizer out of it, and um, what was that? Oh, for skin and everything. Um, but yeah, it's it's interesting. I think I think that we've been bamboozled. We used to fry everything. That thing was so bad for us. I don't know that it was bad for us, Bonnie. I think we've been bamboozled. Here's the deal. And I don't know. For people who live in the city, just disregard what I'm saying. But for people who live in the country, who live or grew up in the country, listen to this. Um, when you grow up in the country, you eat pork and beef and chicken and fish, right? Those are the staples in your diet. When you eat bacon, when you cook bacon, you save your bacon grease. Everybody I know did this. They had a thing on the stove for bacon grease. You save your bacon grease, right? When you had your beef, you saved your beef fat. And people use that grease from the bacon and from the pork to cook other things. Like, so you would cook you would, like, when you got ready to cook fish, for example, you would use the beef fat to cook that. Or you would use your pork fat. You would use lard. You would save your pork fat. You would have your lard. You would use that. You would render that beef fat down into tallow. You would render that pork fat down into lard. You would, you know, do the things to make it, to clean it up, right? Then all of a sudden, they come out with vegetable oil that you had to go to the store and buy. I'm like, why are we throwing away beef fat, pork fat, bacon fat? Why are we throwing it away to go out and buy vegetable oil? Because I never saved beef. You never saved beef tallow? You never had tallow? We did. We had tallow. Definitely. And rendered it so that it was clean and white and pure and mostly odor free. You would render it down so it was mostly odor free, and then you could use tallow for a lot of different things. Um, but my dad would buy a half a cow every year, so we got the fat. We had the fat and the bones and everything, and then we would use the bones to make bone broth. And then all of a sudden, now people are buying their bone broth from the store. They're buying vegetable oil that they're cooking with. They're buying homogenized and whatever Crisco. Crisco. What the heck is Crisco? Where we used to use lard, we knew what lard was. We could render that from the pork fat. Now people are like, "Oh, we can't use that anymore. We gotta use this. We gotta use that." I don't even know what it is. And that's the thing. The thing that gets me, I think we've been bamboozled because in order to get oil from even peanuts, even peanuts, but in order to get oil from peanuts, um, from sunflower seeds, from rape seeds, from grape seeds, from avocados, from olives, it's a process. It's a process to get that, to get it in there. And then in order to get that vegetable oil into a solid state, it's another process. I live in San Diego and in Chicago, no really nobody ever reports. I say, okay, the people who live in cities, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all because y'all went to the store to buy stuff. But for the people who lived in the country, the things that we went to the store for were sugar, flour. We actually went to the mill to get cornmeal and grits. We would go to the mill to get that. But sugar and flour, we would go to the store to get. There was just certain things that you would go to the store to get. Almost everything else, salt. You would go to the store to get salt. Um, like baking powder, baking soda, those kinds of things you would buy at the store. But grease, you got more grease than you could ever use in your life. I'm serious. When you I'm telling you right now, just from cooking beef, cooking beef, I got more beef tallow than I can ever use. I've got a bowl of beef tallow this big in my refrigerator. I don't know that I'll ever be able to use it. I I rendered it down. I got it cleaned up. I put it in my refrigerator. When I need some, I scoop it out. I'll put it back and I'll render it one more time to make sure there's no moisture left in it. I will whip it up. I'll put some essential oils in it, and I will make myself a moisturizer for my skin, for my lips, for my legs. I use that beef tallow all the time. I'm thinking, how did they get us to start buying vegetable oil? And the other thing about vegetable oil, and this is, I mean, I think we've been bamboozled. I really do. I gotta let Bella in. She's barking at me. But and it's cold outside. But the other thing about vegetable oil too is with the increase with the increase in the sales and the use of vegetable oil, why hasn't our health gotten better instead of worse? What did you say, GT Junior? We were more active too. Well, yeah, we were more active too. But I mean, you had to be active if you were um, going fishing to get your fish, because that's what we did. I went fishing every week when I was growing up. The It's funny. The ladies in our community did bank fishing, or bridge fishing. We would fish off the bridge. There's a bridge within a quarter of a mile of my house. Um, Actually, we lived on a creek. We actually lived on a creek, so there was a creek at the back of the property. But the bridge to that, you have to walk down the road and around to get to the bridge. And we would fish there at least every once every week. Um, my dad went fishing out in the Sound at least once every 2 weeks, most of the time. Sometimes once a week, and we fished. And our freezer was full of fish. So, um, but yeah, you had to, walk to get to the creek. Um, you had, you know, you were standing, you're pulling them in. You had to bring your fish home. You had to clean the fish. We did that. Everybody fishes in the city, but I don't eat anything from the sea or nothing from the water. Yeah. Um, I lived in the country and we ate fish. We had fish several times a week, every week at least, but several times a week for sure. My dad bought half a cow for our freezer every year and a full hog for the freezer every year. So we had that, and then we had chickens in we raised chickens, so we had chickens and eggs. Um, so that's where our meat came from, and then he hunted and deer. So we didn't really buy. I mean, on occasion we would buy meat at the store, but for the most part, our protein did not come from the store. Our protein came from you know the farm or the creek. um, yeah. But I don't even know that it's safe to eat those fish these days. Um, there, but yeah, creek fishing. Yeah, we did a lot of freshwater fishing, and then, like I said, my dad had a boat, so we'd go out and fish in the Sound too. A lot of my clients are in Branson, all raise chickens and have eggs in the refrigerator. Yeah, we had always had eggs. In fact, my dad sold eggs because we had so many eggs. Um, They were, this time of year, when it would get cool, sometimes the chickens wouldn't lay quite as many eggs, and so we might get low on eggs and might have to buy eggs at the grocery store. But it was very rare that we bought eggs at the grocery store. Most of the eggs that we ate, whenever we had a white egg, it came from the grocery store. Most of our eggs were brown eggs from our chickens. um, so yeah, and it's funny because I remember going to college and going to the store and buying eggs and thinking, man, these eggs, they don't, I mean, you crack it and you're like, they're yellow. I know the yolk is supposed to be yellow, but it's not supposed to be yellow. It's more of a orange than yellow. But they were yellow. And it's like, what is wrong with these? It's because they were white eggs and I was so used to brown eggs and the yolks are just darker and richer and they taste better. And then the other thing is they don't have any taste when you so used to eating brown eggs from fresh chickens that, grow up eating bugs outside and and having fresh air and fighting each other and stuff. Um they actually have a taste, and the ones in the store didn't even have a taste. Let's say a lot of my clients here in Branson are raising. Yeah. Branson has 3 lakes here. Johnny Morris is from Branson, so fishing is a real big here. Yeah. I grew up fishing all the time, and didn't know I had to have a fishing license um to fish when I grew up, and finally, I was out and on my own, and I was like, dang, I got to get a fishing license. Why do I have a fishing license? I never had a fishing license to fish because we fish local creeks with natural bait. And if you do that, if you're subsistence fisher in the South, at least you don't have to have a license. It's only when you're using artificial lures do you have to have a license. And I was like, oh, okay. So things you learn. But once I figured that out too, I got my license. I had fishing license every year up until I came to Alabama. When I came to Alabama is when we really stopped fishing because there's no real good place to fish around here. And even before we moved to Alabama, we had stopped. We were more catch and release than anything. I mean, when we were on the coast of South Carolina, we would fish to catch and eat. But for the most part, we were catch and release. And but when we moved here, there's no good fishing access where we live, which is crazy to live in a state as rural as Alabama is and not be able to go fishing on public land somewhere where you can fish and catch fish to eat. Uh-huh. And I'm sure that there are places, but just convenient to where we live, there's not. A lot of people have private ponds and things like that where you can where they fish. But yeah, um, as far as publicly, um, where you can fish and not have a boat. If you have a boat, there's plenty of lakes here, and bass fishing is a big thing. But if you don't have a boat, there's really hardly any place you can fish. And everywhere else I've lived, there's been plenty of places to fish. If even if you didn't have a boat, where you could go off of bridges or off the banks or on creeks and on lakes. There was always plenty of places. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. I need to let Bella in. She's barking and it's cold out there. Oh, gotta get my jacket. I'm coming. I know, I know. There you go. You hungry? You're not hungry? Just cold? I didn't make you stay out there. You stayed out there because you wanted to. coming, guys. I need to get her some water. Here you go. Oh, there you go. I went through all the trouble to get it, and you're not going to even drink any? Well, okay. All right, guys. I'm back. Get up here and sit down then. Good girl. Your ears are cold. It's cold out there. Her ears are cold. I think she's fine though. It's funny. She loves outside. She's like, I changed my mind and I made mock fried rice with cauliflower. Yuck. I shouldn't say yuck. I don't like food that pretends to be other food. I don't mind cauliflower, but don't give me cauliflower and call it rice, because it's not. Don't give me cauliflower and call it mashed potatoes, because it's not. Don't give me cauliflower and call it buffalo wings, because it's not. It's cauliflower. Give me cauliflower and tell me it's cauliflower and call it cauliflower. Fried cauliflower. And I'll eat it and go, oh, it's cauliflower. I don't know what it is about food that pretends to be other food that I just don't like. I think it's because I like the food, you know, like I like rice and I like different kinds of rice too. I mean, I like white rice and I like jasmine rice and I like, just what I'm saying, different kinds of rice. I like brown rice. I like wild rice. I like different kinds of rice, but they all taste like rice. Cauliflower takes on the taste of whatever you cook it with. So you cooked it with tamari. Okay, it removes the cauliflower taste. I like cauliflower made like mashed potatoes, but I don't think of it as mashed potatoes. I think about it as a cauliflower mash. Right. If you give me cauliflower mash, I would eat it and go, oh, this is good. This is a good way to eat cauliflower. But you give me cauliflower mash and tell me it's mashed potatoes, I'm going to call you a, and the truth ain't in you. But I'm going to say it. I'm just going to come out of my mouth and I'm like, that, don't do me like that. But yeah, that's how I feel about food that's pretending to be other food. Don't give me something that's pretending to be something that it's not. Just tell me what it is and I'll eat it and I'll tell you if I like it cooked that way. Cauliflower takes on the taste of whatever you cook it with. Some people say it does, but cauliflower to me has its own distinctive taste and it's always underneath it. But if you put a potato in with it, it tastes like mashed potatoes. Maybe. I'm gonna try that. I've never tried it mixed with potatoes. Um, so I might try that one time and see. I'm not a big cauliflower fan, but I would be willing to try it. I mean, I'll eat cauliflower, but I'll be willing to try it. Um, Cauli mash is gross unless you cook it with chicken broth, then blend and add cream. See that part. But that's the other thing too, because people like to put turnip or rutabagas in stuff and say, oh, it tastes just like. No, rutabaga always tastes like rutabaga. Turnip always tastes like turnip. Don't put it in nothing else and tell me that, oh no, that's what it is. No, that's not what it is. It's rutabaga. I can taste it. But that's the same way I feel about the cushaw squash. The cushaw squash has a distinctive flavor of its own. It doesn't taste like, it might taste similar to pumpkin, but I'm not sure because I don't eat pumpkin. But I wouldn't, so when I made the bread from it, I used the pumpkin bread recipe and I used the kucha squash in it instead. I didn't expect it to taste like pumpkin bread, but it tasted like the bread normally tastes, except a little different. You know what I'm saying? It tastes a little different. So I didn't tell anybody it was pumpkin bread. I said I want you to try this, and they tried it, and they said, "Oh, it tastes pretty good." You've made this before. I was like, "No, I've never made this before. This is different. This is what it is." And they're like, "Oh, okay, it tastes okay." Yeah, and it does. It really is. It tastes okay, but it's not. It's not pumpkin bread. It's squash bread. I have it. It does work, but it has to be 70% potato. Okay. 70% potato, 30% collard. You know what? That's a good substitution then. If you want to cut back on your potato consumption, like my son eats potatoes like 3 times a week, and you can mix in um, a little bit of cauliflower in with it, and it still tastes pretty good. That's good. Um, yeah, that's good. What I want to do is try some different root vegetables this year that I don't normally eat. Um, like what are they called? Um, I forgot what they're called. Y'all know what they're called? Oh, I've had them. I've had when I go to the market, to the international market, they have them. What is it called? Like not yeah, not like yam, not potato, but yam. Not sweet potatoes, but yams. Yuca, maybe. Yeah, that. But I want to try some yam and some yuca and some um jicama's different. I've had jicama before, but yeah, I'd like to grow some jicama actually. Well, you have to spruce it up, sure do. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give a 5 minute warning. I'm gonna get off of here at 1. So I'm just letting you know. I love jicama. I haven't had it in a while. I need to go to the international market. I usually get my husband to go with me because it's not on the best side of town. But I like it raw. Yes. I like to slice it and eat it raw. It's very crunchy. It has a why are you saying, "Oh, Mike, it's been 2 hours. Do you want me to go longer?" I'm open to that, but I'm not gonna go much longer because that is one of the things I'm doing is trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep some. Only raw with the jicama. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had it cooked. Actually, I think I've only had it raw. I've had it raw in salads, I think. It's a nice crunch. It's just a really nice crunch. Okay, I will go a little bit longer. How much longer, guys? Yeah, we can take a vote. What was the root vegetable that you wanted to try? Yucca. Yucca. 35 minutes. Okay, I'll go to 1:30. Um, what is it? How is it pronounced? How I don't know, y'all. What am I talking about? It's it's yucca. Oh no. Hold on. There's other ones. UCCA, yucca. Oh, my friend says yucca. So that's one I want to try. Um, Yam is one I want to try. Not sweet potatoes, but real yams. And then there's another one. I don't think I want to try cassava because I'm afraid I don't know how to prepare it. I think there's a special way you have to prepare that. Um, um but every time I go to the international market, they have all of these roots. And I don't know what any of them are, of course. They have them labeled, but I don't know what any of them are, and I don't know how to prepare any of them. And I keep going, "Ooh, I wanna try it." I've had yuca before because my friend's from Puerto Rico, and she eats it a lot. She likes it a lot, and so I've had it in things that she's cooked before. And so yeah, but yeah, maybe I'll run over there. Well, it's gonna be cold tomorrow. I don't know. See, I can't go outside when it's cold. Look them up on the phone when you see the name. You'll see how they're cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And I'll just I'll call my friend and ask her. Actually, I'll call her and ask her if I buy some, will you cook it for me? Will you cook it for me? I'll make you some chili if you make me some yuca. I plan to make oxtail stew this weekend. I smell beef stew driving, and I thought about oxtail stew. Oh, I need to look in my freezer and see if I have a roast because I want a roast. Actually, what I really want right now, because it's freezing cold, is some soup or some chili. I really want some soup, some potato soup. I have a good dupe for the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana. I have a really good dupe for that, and that would be so good right about now. But any kind of soup would be good. Normally, this time of year, we will have cooked a smoked turkey, and I will have a turkey carcass to make soup from, and I will have turkey carcass soup this time of year. But we didn't cook turkey this year. But what I did do is I made some bone broth this year. And I mean, in the last month, I've made bone broth and I have been using it like daily. I use the bone broth to cook my cabbage in. I made some soup from it several days. I've used it yesterday to make some um, dip for some boiled eggs. Y'all know how they make those seafood boils and they put eggs in them? Well, I use my bone broth to make a boil for my eggs. Um, and that was so good. That's what I had for breakfast, for dinner yesterday, and for breakfast this morning was those eggs, and it was so, so good. Weather for Anchorage. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 39 degrees. What the heck? Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 39 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the east northeast at 3 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 82%. Are you kidding me? Weather for Branson. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Why is it 39 in Anchorage and 19 degrees in Branson? Is this upside down world? The wind is blowing from north at 6 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 89%. How the heck are we colder than Alaska? That's my question. Because it's 30, less than 39 degrees outside at my house right now. GT Jr., what did you do? What did you do, GT? I want to know. You did something. It's 32 degrees right now at my house. Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think it's. It says it feels like, I don't think that's right. It says it feels like 23. We have a wind chill of 23 right this minute. I just don't. Conditions are Minneapolis. Conditions are clear with a temperature of 11 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the north at 3 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 51%. I, yeah, I'm just, yeah, something's wrong. I don't know why it's saying it's 32 degrees 'cause I don't think it is. It says it feels like 23, but it's 32 degrees outside. It's cold as a mug. When I live there, it says 18, feels like 17. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what you did, GT Junior. I don't know if you did a reverse spell or if you had one of them snow globe thingies like in one of those movies that where they did, or if we're in upside down world or what. But can you take your temperatures back? Thank you, please, and thank you. Can you please take your temperatures back because I'm not happy. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm not happy with with these temperatures. I don't want your weather. I want you to have it. Okay, I want you to have your weather back. Bella, your ears still cold? Her ears are still cold. Yeah. That's much. That's much. I was in the house today and I looked outside and I said, I'm not going out there. Now I had to go out there because, Bella, it's GT's fault. Take your weather back. We don't want it. Take your weather back. So I looked down, my trash can was out on the street and the wind was high today. My neighbor had a snowman that was just blowing all over their yard. A little plastic, those Christmas or decoration plastic snowman out there. And it was just blowing around and I was like, I am not going out there. And they were both gone. I think they were both at work today. They were both gone. And I'm like, if I was a good neighbor, I would go out there and pick that up and, secure it in their yard. But I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not a good neighbor. I looked at my trash can out there and I was like, it'll be all right. We're supposed to bring it back up, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait and until my husband comes over and let him bring it up, or my neighbor. Sometimes my neighbor feels sometimes my neighbor feels sorry for me and he'll bring it up for me. So I'm gonna leave it out there. Maybe he'll feel bad for me. Actually, I gotta go do it because I'm expecting some mail and I have to go to the mailbox, and so I'll do it when I do that. But I'm just saying, I'm not here for that. I am not here for that. Maybe we better move into the chicken coop. Yeah, into GT's chicken coop. Yeah, because it's probably better insulated and better heated than my house is. I was sitting here looking at my fireplace today, which I haven't used in I don't know how many years, and thinking, I wonder if I put a fire in that fireplace. It's got gas logs in it. I was like, I wonder if I put a fire in that fireplace if my house would burn down. I don't even know if it's safe to use. It's been that long since I've used it. That's a shame. I have a beautiful fireplace sitting over there that I'm afraid to use. And as cold as a mug, it would be nice to use it. I don't know. GT Junior, how are your birds doing? Are they still laying? Or do they take a break in the wintertime? 47 degrees in the chicken coop without using the heater. Oh, just Christmas lights? That's oh, I need to go pop the lights on in my garage because um and I need to go out tomorrow and get a little heater um for the garage because I got plants in there and I don't want them to freeze. I think the lights are probably enough to keep it above freezing, but it's supposed to get down in the 20s this week. I don't know. I ain't gonna worry about it though. If they die, they die, and it's an excuse to buy some more, right? It's just an excuse to buy more. I'm gonna try to keep them alive though, but I am gonna turn the light on in there. I think the light will keep it warm enough. I got a couple lights that I can put in there. They still in the garage. They're laying still. They're still laying good. Oh, they still in the garage. Yeah. You need to get those birds out of the garage and get them in the coop. GT Junior said, "You worry about yourself and let me worry about my birds." Don't you be telling me what I need to do. Worry about yourself. I just started a hat, y'all. It might not be a hat. Oh, y'all, crochet people. I'm gonna show you a picture. If anybody's ever done this, I want to know. Cause my son said, "Oh, Mama, it will be fire if you can make this." And I said, "Oh, I can do that." You see that? Crochet people. I don't have the yarn for it right now because it's um worry about yourself. So, anyways, I'm gonna make that for my son. That's nice. Yes, I can do that. It's real simple. It looks harder than it is, but it's real simple. But let me throw it back up there again. It's a blanket. It is a 3D illusion blanket. If you look real careful at one square, you can see where it's white and then cream and then black and then gray, and then the border is a lighter gray. And once you make the squares, you just put them together. So it looks like it's 3D, but really it's just flat. But it is cool. Isn't it cool looking? My son was like, "Mama, that would be fire." And I'm like, "Son, I can do that. I can do it." So yeah, I'm gonna make that. I have to get the yarn for it, and to be honest, I have to get myself in the right frame of mind to work on it because I hate um, seaming things together. And so the idea that I'm gonna have to make these squares and then seam it together is like, "Ugh." But yeah, yeah. Yeah. But I love stuff like that. See, I like things that are a challenge to me. Like figuring out how to make that hat was a challenge. I enjoyed that. Um and like figuring out making something like that looks really cool. I will enjoy doing that. But I heard everything. Yeah, I don't mind a lot. It's everything together, so I don't mind a lot of people don't like it. I don't hate it, but I'm lazy, so I will not make things if it has to be seamed together, or I'll find ways not to have to seam it together. So yeah, I'm that person. Like the cardigan that I love making is a side to side cardigan, and there you do have to seam the sleeves on and the sides, but that's all. But the ones where you have a front piece, two front pieces, a back piece, and the sleeves, I'm like, and then maybe an additional collar and cuffs and stuff. I'm like, that's too much work. Make it easy. Make it easy for me. Although it is worth it, if it's a really nice piece. Like Bridget's dress. Ooh, that's pretty. There's a lady I follow on TikTok who made an outfit, and the hat has a teapot pouring tea. Yeah, it's a hat with a teapot pouring tea, and then like the dress has a lace up back to it, and it's got like a um anyways, it's got a lot of stuff going on. So it's a top, it's a dress. I think it's not a dress. I think it's a top and a bottom, but it looks like a dress, and it has a whole bunch of stuff. Four pieces. I didn't even put it together. Yeah. It's when it just depends on what it is. I don't mind a project that's gonna take some work doing it to get it, and if it's gonna be a unique project. But I don't but just, like, I'm not gonna do a bunch of granny squares to seam them together to make a blanket. I'm just gonna do one. One big granny square. I've done it. Don't get me wrong. I've done it. I've done the little ones with a little design. Each one has a little design, and then seam them together. Da, da, da. And it was cute and all of that. But seriously, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Been there, done that. Got my T-shirt. Moving on, doing something else. um, and the funny thing is, I'll do like this. Um, amigurumis. I'll do them. But it's little. It's a small project. It's not a huge project. So the seaming is like three stitches or five stitches at the most. Y'all look. Okay, it's really an elephant, y'all. And so yeah, the ears had to be sewn on, the body had to be sewn on, the legs had to be sewn on, the trunk, yeah, the trunk had to be sewn on, and even the tail. The tail actually is not sewn on. The tail is the ends of all the other stuff that was sewn on, and I made all the ends come out at that spot, and I braided it together. But yeah, I don't mind doing stuff like that for something small like this, because this is an hour or two project. But for something big where I'm going to be sewing for days, or days of just sewing things together, nah, I'm over that. If I wanted to sew, I'd go in there and sew. I have a sewing machine. Speaking of which, I have a quilt that I need to make. Auntie Ellen's probably going to roll over here in about yeah, I'm gonna be off of here before Auntie Ellen rolls over, because then if she rolls over, she's gonna ask me about the quilt that still haven't made. That I have all of the stuff for, and I mean I have everything for. Bonnie, you were talking about having all the things for. I am not making animals. I don't see the name because Siri can't type it and I can't spell it. Yeah, yeah, those things. But yeah. But yeah, I'll make animals. I've made several. I've made elephant. I've made a mouse before, butterflies, owls, turtles. I want to make a fox. I haven't found the pattern yet, but I want to make a fox. And I want it to be about this big. Yeah, about this big, a fox. I don't know why I want to make a fox, but I do. I want to make a fox. Actually, I would like to make an otter. I have to find a pattern for it though. But so yeah, fox and otter. Those are two things on my list to make this year. I need a squirrel, just saying. Um, I might make you a squirrel, Mike, but if I do, it'll be it won't be any sooner than 6 months from now. And the reason I say that is because I have got to put myself on a yarn diet, a yarn buying diet, because somebody who will remain nameless may have gone online and ordered a bunch of yarn that may be sitting in customs. um, Bunny, send them bunnies to somebody else to sew them together. I actually made a bunny, not the Sun Bunny bunny, but I made a bunny. I had found a pattern. I made a bunny. I gave it to my niece, and she went, "My cousin tore up my bunny. Can you make me another one?" I'm like, "Nope." Once and done. I love you, sweetie. I love you dearly, but I made you a bunny, and you let somebody tear it up. That's on you. I'm not making any more bunnies. I made the one bunny. That's all I'm doing. One. And I'm a one project person too. Once I've done it, I check it off the list of things to do and I'm done. I don't there's certain things I'm just not gonna do. You know what else I'm not gonna do? A ruffle hat. I'll make hats all day, every day. In fact, I'm making 30 more hats to donate sometime this year, probably no by November the 9th is probably the deadline. I'm gonna have 30 hats made. I'm not may do them all at once. I may do them, here and there and everywhere. But none of them will be ruffle hats. And if somebody calls me and asks for a ruffle hat, I will tell them all the people who make them. Like all the people that I know who make ruffle hats, yeah, I'll sell them. There's nothing about that I want to do. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. That's how I feel about it. Okay, I probably should count these. A moose. Okay, find a pattern. One, two, find a pattern. I don't think I want to make them. It has to be small though. I'm not gonna. It has to be small. Can't be any bigger than like this. Literally, that's the size. And the reason I say that is because I mean, you could make one not life size. You could not make one life size because they're ginormous. Those things are humongous. But you could make, a bigger one. But this is on the only about the size of what I want to make. Can't be any bigger than that. Because any bigger than that is going to take me more than a day or two. And I don't want to spend that much time on it. I just don't. One, two, three. I should probably count these. Yeah, right. One, two, three. Is that three? One, two. Yeah, okay. Sending it to Miss C. Yeah, send it to Miss C. That'll work. I keep saying I want to make a somebody just because Miss C. Um, but I made a bunny, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm over that. I don't know. Bella is asleep. I mean, she is out like a light. I was worried about her a little bit because she stayed in almost all day today. Moose would be cool, y'all. Um, y'all are funny. What are you gonna do with it? And that's the thing, Mike. Why would you need a squirrel when you have squirrels? You have the real live thing. Have you seen the guy? Is he on? I don't know if he's on YouTube or not. There's a guy who has this squirrel. It's not a pet squirrel. It's a wild squirrel that lives in his yard, and the squirrel has something wrong with its teeth. And so periodically it can't chew. And so he has to get a live trap out to trap it, to take it to the vet so they can grind his teeth down because they don't get ground down like they do naturally. And they grind it down and he takes it periodically to the vet. They put him out, they ground it down, he takes him back, he puts it, and it lets it go. It's a wild squirrel, it's not tame at all. Have you seen that, Mike? I don't know. I'm not sure what platform I've seen it on. Whether it's I just know this is a video of this guy. It will go by. Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand. Oh, yeah. I've seen two videos of his where he's caught the squirrel. The last time he caught the squirrel, was it another? It wasn't another squirrel, but it was something else that was. Hey, Two Chains, how are you? Happy New Year. I'm trying to think what happened. Um, there was some other animal that was wanting to play with the squirrel, and he was like, "Can you come back and play later? We got to take the squirrel to the vet." Um, okay, Bonnie, you have a good night. Um, I got about how many minutes do I have left, Mike? 7 minutes left. Um, and then I'm out of here. Since Mike and GT Junior made me stay longer than I would have. I'm still gonna do the like the all night one, y'all, live. I just have to figure out what night would be a good night to do it. I'm starting a hat. I love this yarn. It's so pretty, but I don't have that much of it. Um, and I don't even know what kind of hat I want to make. I should have done a granny stitch hat, but too late. It's too late. Yeah, I'm starting. Oh, I was showing everybody what I made earlier. Earlier, I made this hat right here. It look pretty. I love the top. I love the crown of that hat. I think I'm gonna work out the pattern for the crown. If anybody else wants to make that, I think I might work out a pattern for that. I might. I don't know. Depends on it. But anyways, and I just did something else for the bottom, but I just love the crown. That was the hat to match this scarf that I made earlier. I had a pattern for the scarf, but I didn't have a pattern for the hat, so I came up with one. What I really would like to do is a hood for the scarf. So if I should do a hood, but see, I can't do it in pattern. If I could do a hood in the same pattern, that would be really cool, but I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll do that next week. See, I like to figure out stuff. So if I figured out how to make a hood um to go on the scarf in the same pattern as a scarf, yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I do have a hooded scarf somewhere around here that I made, I think. Practice makes perfect. Yeah. No, no. Actually, uh, when I was taking Taekwondo back in the day, my instructor used to say, practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. So, yeah. And I always remember that. Perfect practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent. I need to make a t-shirt that says that. DT Junior, did you get my message about the t-shirts? Mike said, I wish I practiced 10 years. And wouldn't do no good. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's certain things, I mean, there's certain things that we just, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you want to talk about it or get more information on it. I can do simple shirts. Um, probably two colors at most. Um, and I can do like water bottles or tumblers. Um, the ones that have the resin coating on them, or the ones that just have the permanent um, vinyl on them. But I think, did I send you my? I don't remember if I sent you my email or not. But anyway, you can my phone number. You can call me about it. We can talk about it. But if you want something, professionally done that looks really nice, I can recommend several people who can get it done for you. Get it done for you. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to think if I have. I don't think I have a shirt in the house that I'm. And yeah, I do. I may have one. I may have a shirt that I've made in the house. I have to look and see for a shirt that I've made. One, two, three, four, five. Mike's got a shirt that I've made. I don't even think I have a picture of it. Isn't that horrible how I do that? I think about it all the time. One, two, three, four. I don't take a lot of pictures of the things I do. I do more now because of YouTube, but for a lot of the things that I've made over the years, I have no pictures at all of them. I make them and I put them in the mail. I put them in a box or I deliver them. See, yeah, Two Chains makes shirts. I have all the stuff. I mean, I don't have all the stuff. I can't do the sublimation because I don't have I don't have the sublimation stuff, and I'm not gonna get it. I'm just not gonna do it. Um, yeah, Mike, do a mail call. uh, and pretend like I did with my Renaissance grandma stuff. I've had that stuff for well over a month. But I was like, I want to do a video for her because that stuff is awesome. And she's awesome. She always includes something extra in her packages and everything. but um but anyways, I was saying I have the Cricut so I can do the vinyl on t-shirts and I make some from time to time. Especially like for my nieces and nephews, the little ones and stuff. I'll make them t-shirts and stuff all the time. But I don't do sublimation at all. But I do know people who do it. I don't want to do it though, so I'm not buying the stuff. I'm not gonna buy a printer for doing it or anything. I've got a small heat press. I'm not buying a big heat press for doing those things. I have some of the stuff to do. What are those things? The rhinestones. I have stuff to do that, but I don't do it. Um, I have some of the stuff. I'm not buying any more stuff because I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Okay. It is good content. And but yeah, like I said, it's been over a month since I got that stuff from her. But I was like, I'm gonna do it. Even if it's just a short, I'm gonna do it because I love y'all know I love my Renaissance grandma's Lady V collections. I love her stuff. And that the smoky green season is like my favorite one. And I will eat it on everything. You can't if Okay, if you're gonna cook cabbage, put smoky greens on it. If you're gonna cook mac and cheese, put smoky greens in it. If you're gonna cook beef, put smoky greens on it. If you're gonna cook noodles, put smoky greens on it. Just put that smoky greens on it. I don't care what you're cooking. If you're cooking potatoes, put smoky greens on it. I love it that much. I just put it on there. I mean, if I will cook plain noodles and put smoky greens and butter and eat that for supper, you know I love this stuff, right? Exactly. I love it. So the crown of the hat's done. So yeah, I don't mind doing a video for her. And Mike, guess what? It's time. I brought all the stuff for sublimation. I learned some of it from Blue Notice. What is smoky greens? Oh, you had to ask. Hold on just a second. Let me oh, I think I'm dressed, y'all. I'm acting like I don't have on clothes, but I am actually dressed. Hang on a second. I'll be right back and I'll get it for you. I did a video. I did a short video, and so you can check that out. But Of course, I have the stuff right here. So here we go. Uh, uh, I fell down in that chair. Um, my Renaissance Grandma on YouTube is makes this season right here called Blessed. If you go to her channel, she has her link to her Etsy shop. This one is salt-free smoky greens. Can y'all read that, or is it reversed? I can't tell. Anyways, salt-free smoky greens. This is my favorite one. But this one, the hot cha-cha, is also pretty good. I love this one. When you make the Mississippi pot roast, I don't use those seasoning packets. Like, I don't use the ranch season packet, so I don't really make smoke that one. But I do like to use this seasoning to season my meat with, and then I will put the um, pepperoncini peppers in it. I love this one. Um, this one is the one I put in when I did my egg boil today. I just had eggs. I didn't have nothing else in it but eggs. But yeah. And then if you order from her, Lady V Collections on Etsy. If you order from her, I'm smelling this because it smells so good. She's gonna include something extra as a thank you if you tell her that you found her on YouTube. This is black soap. It smells so good. This is, oh, I need to look in the packaging. It smells so good. This is a turmeric and fenugreek and tea tree oil soap. And the label fell off of this one. I don't know what it is, but yeah, there's this one. They smell so good. She will always include something as a gift for her YouTubers who buy from her. And another thing that she sells, I don't think I have it handy, but for the summertime, she has um what am I trying to think of? Insect repellent. It's called Bug Away. She has an insect repellent called Bug Away, and it comes in a spray. Um, it works for mosquitoes and all of the things that will eat you up in Alabama if you are crazy enough to go outside without something on. It works. It absolutely works. And I keep some on. If my bottle is, actually, I buy 2 bottles at a time. And when one bottle gets empty, I'll buy 2 more. Because I don't ever want to run out. That's if when I open up a bottle, my last bottle, I'm ordering 2 more because I don't ever want to run out. But anyways, that's what Smoky Greens is, and she has hot cha cha. She has some other seasonings too, but those are my favorite ones. Those are the ones that I use all the time. Smoky greens I use every single day. I don't care what I'm cooking. I'm going to use smoky greens every day. I don't put it on everything, but I put it on something that I'm eating every day. Mike said I just ate it on my mock fried rice. Yeah, that part. So I love it. I love it. And like I said, her bug away is great. She also makes a pain away, I think. I'm almost certain she makes a pain away too. Oil if you have pain. Um, I don't know whether it's an oil or a salve. I'm not sure, but I think she makes a pain away. I've not tried that because I don't use those things like that. But if you do, check her out. Just go to her page, My Renaissance Grandma, and or check out Lady V Collections on Etsy. That's who it is. And she's got some good stuff. And she makes it all herself. The ingredients are all wholesome ingredients that she has done the research on. If she has an ingredient in there, there's a reason for that ingredient to be in it. It's not just, hey, Bayou, I was just talking about my Renaissance grandma's seasonings um, that I just got. Actually, I had got three. I got two smoky greens and one hot cha cha. And she also sent me some soap. I may have ordered a soap. I don't remember if I ordered it or if she sent me all three. I can't remember. But she sent me, she always includes a gift. I've got soap from her multiple times. Bayou sugar, 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 sugar. Thank you for coming in. We're getting ready to get out of here. Mike made me go longer than I wanted to. See? Oh, I enjoy. I love the hot cha cha. See? I just came in and say hello. I'll catch you next slide. Okay. Together we break chains. Production. Thank you so much. I love the hot cha cha. I use it too. I use that on my pot roast. For real. Um, all the time on my pot roast. But I use it on other things too. Don't get me wrong. I do use it on other things too. It's good. I put it on my eggs. Too. Speaking of eggs, do you guys do the boils? I have never done a seafood boil at home. I've only done them for events. Or if we have a big event, we might do a seafood boil for the event. And I've bought them I've had them at restaurants and things like that before. But I never do them at home. But I like the idea of the eggs in the boil. So I made a boil for my eggs yesterday, and it was so good. Does anybody else do that? Do you do the boils for your eggs at home? Do you do seafood boils at home? I want to do a crawfish boil. I just need to figure out where I can get some fresh crawfish locally. I bought a kit. It was good. Where'd you buy the kit from, Mike? Where'd you buy your kit from? We call it Frogmore stew. In South Carolina, it's called either Frogmore stew or Low Country boil. And we used to do it like all the time for events. If somebody was having a retirement or, oh, Aldi? Really? Wow. If they were having a retirement or whatever, any kind of event for work, we would have a seafood boil. I only had one seafood boil, and it was last year for my son. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, we would have it. That's um, Frogmore stew or Low Country boil is what we called it in South Carolina. That was good. They have something else. What does she call it? Mm, I'm gonna forget what it is. Oh yeah, had mussel, shrimp, crawfish, potatoes, corn. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think about doing it because it's not that hard. The seasonings, most of the time, people just season them. What do they say? Season to taste. So, Old Bay. A lot of people use Old Bay seasoning, and then, um, you know, any other kind of seasoning that you'll put in addition to that. Um, but yeah, I remember just having a big old pot over gas, a propane gas burner, and cooking out, on the back of an office, and that I thought the temperature was going up. No, it's not. It's going down. Anchorage conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 38 degrees, and the wind is blowing from the southeast at 7 miles per hour. And the current humidity is 86%. It's down 1 degree. You're still warmer than most of us in the lower 48, and we don't want to talk about it anymore. So, Y'all, I gotta get off of here. 5 minutes. This is it. This is it. 5 minute countdown, y'all. So, for real. I want crawfish. I've been craving for 2 days. I don't know where to get them here. I know I can get some fresh crawfish here, but I just don't know where. I need to get on the phone tomorrow and make a few phone calls. There's a seafood restaurant here. I mean, a seafood market here called Destin Connection, as in Destin, Florida. And they fly. I think they fly up seafood every day. So I'm gonna call up there and see if Destin Connection has any crawfish. I don't know if it's season for them or not. I don't even know when the season is, but I want some crawfish. I haven't had any since the last time I saw Bayou, which was in Texas, and that was in May. I need some more. Hmm. Bayou, you are you gonna be back on this side of the world? Um, on this side of the country for the crawfish cook-off this year? This year. I think they've already started planning. I think they have a date and a location and everything um nailed down. So do you think you'll be back for it? I need to put it on my calendar. I don't know if I'm gonna go. I did a lot of traveling last year and I did too much. And so I do have 2 cruises. I'm going to the kickback. I've already bought my ticket. Okay. I did two. I've got 2 cruises planned for this year. And so with that, I don't know what other events I'm going to do. I think I already have um, another trip where I'm flying. Um, actually, so that's 3 flights this year. So I don't want to do much more than that. Although I drove to Texas last year, um, I might drive again if I go. I don't know if I'm going. I really don't know if I'm going. I have to get my. Oh, I want to go. I do. I really do. So I got to get myself in order. I got to make some plans about that. Y'all, if y'all don't know, crawfish kickback is going to happen um this year, and the plans are already made, and there's probably I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where to find information about it. Who is it on? What am I trying to ask? It was on Unbiased website, wasn't it? Before last year, it was on Unbiased LLC's website. Is how you would get the tickets. I don't know how it is this year, and I haven't. I really haven't been online, so I don't know who's doing it or what. So, but anyways, if anybody thinking about a meetup, anybody thinking about want to go to Texas and hang out with people, y'all think about it. I think it was at the end of May last year. It was Memorial Day. Was it? No. Yeah, May. Memorial Day weekend. Last year, I don't know what the date is for this year. But yeah. Okay, y'all. Y'all see Mike? You see what happens? I'm tired. I can't even string 2 sentences together. Um That's what's happening. So I'm going to say good night, good people. Happy New Year. It was good to see all of y'all again. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I will see you next week. If next week, same time, same place. If nothing happens, if anything happens, I will post it. Um, yeah, I'll post it. Um, see you next time.